Imagine a bustling settlement, a well-equipped ship, or a group of skilled professionals, all vanishing into thin air, leaving behind only eerie clues and unanswered questions. History is filled with baffling cases of people who disappeared without a trace. Some were pioneers venturing into the unknown. Others were experienced sailors or stationed in remote locations. Their stories have sparked endless theories. Were they victims of accidents, unknown dangers, or something beyond human comprehension? Today, we explore some of the most chilling and mysterious disappearances in history. What really happened to these people? And why, even after centuries of investigation, have their fates remained unknown? Let's uncover the evidence, if there is any to find. The lost colony of Roanoke, America's first great mystery. In the late 1500s, England sought to establish its first permanent colony in the New World. A group of over 100 settlers, including men, women, and children, landed on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. Led by John White, they set up homes and prepared for life in this new land. However, their supplies ran low, and White had to return to England for reinforcements. A trip that was supposed to take months turned into 3 years due to England's war with Spain. When White finally returned in 1590, he found the settlement completely deserted. There were no bodies, no signs of a struggle, only a single word carved into a tree: Croatoan. This suggested they may have sought refuge with the Croatoan tribe, yet no definitive evidence was found. Theories abound. Assimilation with Native Americans. Some believe the settlers integrated with local tribes, as some later accounts describe Native Americans with European features. Mass execution. Could rival tribes or even Spanish forces have wiped them out? Starvation or disease. Harsh conditions may have forced them to flee or perish in the wilderness. A lost expedition. Some speculate they attempted to sail back to England, but perished at sea. The vanishing crew of the Mary Celeste, a ghost ship adrift. On December 4, 1872, a British ship, the Da Gracia, was sailing the Atlantic when it stumbled upon another vessel, eerily drifting with no signs of life on board. The ship was the Mary Celeste, completely intact, cargo undisturbed, and provisions stocked. Personal belongings were still in place, and the last meal seemed ready to be eaten. The only thing missing: the entire crew of 10, including the captain, his wife, and their 2-year-old daughter. The ship's logs offered no distress signals, and there were no signs of violence or struggle. Even more bizarre, all lifeboats were missing, suggesting the crew may have abandoned ship. But why? Theories include mutiny or piracy. Some suspect crew members turned against the captain, but there were no signs of theft or conflict. A sudden disaster. A rogue wave, waterspout, or explosion from alcohol fumes in the cargo could have made the crew flee in panic. Supernatural causes. Some believe ghosts or sea monsters were responsible, fueling eerie legends about the ghost ship. The ship was later brought to port and examined, but no clear answers were ever found. To this day, the Mary Celeste remains one of maritime history's greatest unsolved mysteries. The Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers vanished without a trace. Lighthouses stand as beacons of safety, guiding ships away from danger. But in 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers stationed on Scotland's Flannan Isles mysteriously disappeared. The Flannan Isles are a remote, uninhabited cluster of islands known for their harsh weather and isolation. The keepers were responsible for ensuring the lighthouse remained operational, but when a relief vessel arrived for a routine check, they found the island completely abandoned. Inside the lighthouse, everything seemed in order, except for some unsettling details. The logbook described massive storms in the days before the disappearance, yet weather reports showed clear skies. A half-eaten meal was still on the table, as if the men had left suddenly. The clocks had stopped, and the oil lamps had burned out. Theories surrounding their fate include a freak wave. Some believe an enormous wave swept them off the cliffs, though this would have required highly unusual weather conditions. Foul play. A violent altercation between the men may have led to their demise. Something supernatural. Legends of sea spirits, ghostly figures, and strange lights in the area have fueled eerie speculation. Despite extensive searches, no trace of the men was ever found. The mystery of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers remains one of Scotland's most chilling disappearances. The disappearance of Michael Rockefeller, the hare who never returned. Michael Rockefeller was no ordinary traveler. He was the son of Nelson Rockefeller, a powerful politician who would later become the Vice President of the United States. As part of the Rockefeller dynasty, Michael had access to wealth, connections, and resources most could only dream of. Yet even with all the influence of his family, his fate remains an enduring mystery. In 1961, the 23-year-old Harvard-educated anthropologist set out to explore the remote Asmat region of Papua New Guinea, an area largely untouched by the outside world. His passion for indigenous art and culture led him deep into lands known for their uncontacted tribes and ancient customs. During an expedition along the Betz River, Rockefeller's canoe, carrying him and a Dutch companion, capsized in rough waters. While the Dutchman chose to remain with the boat, Michael, believing he could reach the shore, stripped down to his shorts, tied empty fuel cans to himself for flotation, and began swimming toward land. His last recorded words were, "I think I can make it." He was never seen again. Theories surrounding his disappearance include drowning. The river was known for its strong currents, crocodiles, and unpredictable tides. Some believe exhaustion overtook him, dragging him under, though no body was ever found. Eaten by cannibals. The Asmat people, known for their history of headhunting and ritualistic cannibalism, were in the midst of tribal conflict. Some accounts suggest Rockefeller may have been captured and killed as retribution for past Dutch colonial violence. Later reports claim locals possessed European artifacts, fueling speculation that Michael may have been among their victims. Did he escape? Some suggest that instead of dying, Rockefeller chose to disappear, perhaps integrating into a tribal society and leaving behind his privileged life. Some even claim sightings of a white man living among the Asmat surfaced years later, despite extensive searches by the Dutch authorities, private investigators, and even his own father. No conclusive evidence ever surfaced. Throughout history, these disappearances have remained unsolved, defying logic and leaving behind chilling questions. Did the Roanoke settlers assimilate with native tribes, or did something darker happen? Did the crew of the Mary Celeste fall victim to natural forces, or something more sinister? Were the Flannan Isles keepers taken by the sea, or was there foul play? And what really happened to Michael Rockefeller, the hare who vanished in an uncharted world? Theories abound, but the truth remains elusive. What do you think happened? Which of these cases fascinates you the most? Let's discuss in the comments. And if you love exploring history's greatest mysteries, subscribe for more deep dive content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. More mysteries await. Are you ready to uncover them?